everyone, I'm here at the Bible study. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm going to start out with one of these true short stories from a hospice nurse. This one is called Heaven is Very Real. After the death of her beloved mother, a woman whom I'll call Clara wrote to me that she had found new hope and belief in the reality of heaven during the saddest time of her life. Her mother was 87 years old and suffered greatly during the last few months of her life. As the end drew near, she was surrounded by all her daughters who loved her dearly, just as she had loved each of them. My mother's death, though unbearably grievous to every part of my being, changed my life forever, Clara wrote. A second. There we go. God used her light to confirm the reality of heaven for me. The day before her mother's death, Clara said she had been sitting with her mother and holding her hand, when suddenly her mother looked up, as though seeing something in front of her. The sudden change in her expression showed that she was overcome with a sense of peace and well-being. Clara asked her mother who was with her, and the response was amazing. She said she saw her husband as well as her son, who had died in 1970. Wow, ain't that something? Along with her mother, father, sister, and brother. All of her family that passed away was there meeting her. She was happy. Then she said something that took our breath away, Clara wrote. There were 6 children born to my mom and dad. She had conceived 8 and had lost 2 as a result of miscarriages. She told us she was seeing the unborn children now for the first time. She was communicating with all of them and us at the same time. She was very much aware of being both here on earth and with those in heaven who had gone on before her. She was speaking clearly and without any confusion. For the first time, Clara wrote, I knew for sure that heaven is very real. My mom had told us so. Moments like this, especially from loved ones at the end of their journey, are a unique blessing that God provides to comfort us and show us the way. Wouldn't that make you guys feel better? Yes. You hear it here. It's telling you the truth. Like a big family reunion. Just imagine that. When it's your time, you have like a big family reunion with all your loved ones and friends who passed before you. And nobody will get sick again. Nobody will get angry. Nothing. Everybody will love each other unconditionally. No fighting. Wouldn't that be great? Let's see. The devotion tonight is by Barbranda Lupkins Walls. And the Bible verse she picked out for her devotion is Hebrews 12:1. Since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. All right, and now I'll go to Hebrews 12 and read that. We'll come back to the devotion. Hebrews 12, okay. Got it. Laurel, what are you looking at?
I'm just looking.
You're freaking me out. Okay, let's see how long this is. It's not that long. Okay. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood, and you have forgotten that word of encouragement that addresses you as sons. My son, do not make light of the Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you, because the Lord disciplines those he loves, and he punishes everyone he accepts as a son. Wow, it's really windy. Look at that pine tree. Just like when your kids get in trouble or something, you punish them. Endure hardship as discipline. God is treating you as sons. For what son is not disciplined? And everyone undergoes discipline. Then you are illegitimate children and not true sons. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them for it. How much more should we submit to the Father of our spirits and live? Our fathers disciplined us for a little while, as they thought best, but God disciplines us for our good, that we may share in his holiness. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Let me read that part again. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Therefore, strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees. Make level paths for your feet, so that the lame may not be disabled, but rather healed. Make every effort to live in peace with all men, and to be holy. Without holiness no one will see the Lord. See to it that no one misses the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. See that no one is sexually immoral, or is godless like Esau, who for a single meal sold his inheritance rights as the oldest son. We could get into that, but I know we don't got time. Well, his brother was Jacob. Afterward, as you know, when he wanted to inherit this blessing, he was rejected. He could not bring about no change of mind, though he sought the blessing with tears. You have not come to a mountain that can be touched and that is burning with fire to darkness, gloom and storm to a trumpet blast, or to such a voice speaking words that those who heard it begged that no further word be spoken to them, because they could not bear what was commanded. If even an animal touches the mountain, it must be stoned. The sight was so terrifying that Moses said, I am trembling with fear. But you have come to Mount Zion, to the heavenly Jerusalem, the city of the living God. You have come to thousands upon thousands of angels in joyful assembly, to the church of the firstborn, whose names are written in heaven. You have come to God, the judge of all men, to the spirits of righteous men made perfect, to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel. Abel was the good son, Cain was the bad one. See to it that you do not refuse him who speaks. If they did not escape when they refused him, who warned them on earth? How much less will we if we turn away from him who warns us from heaven? At that time his voice shook the earth, but now he has promised. Once more I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens. The words once more indicate that removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful and so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire. Amen. All right, guys, that was Hebrews 12. Okay, let me go back to the devotion. Let's see what Barbara has to say. A much-loved minister at my church recently made her transition from earth to her final reward in heaven. Reverend Gunn was one of the most faith-filled people I've ever known. She faced many difficult times in her life, so it's a female preacher, sickness, pain, loss, but through it all, she always declared the goodness of God. With a dazzling smile and booming voice, she often offered encouraging, wise words to me and many others. Her life spoke volumes. She was a real cheerleader for Jesus. Reverend Gunn is now one of my cloud people, the folks whom the writer of Hebrews talked about, folks who have shown us what faith is all about. The writer points to how Noah, Abraham, Joseph, Moses, and Rahab, among others, exhibited faith during their lifetimes. All these people were still living by faith when they died. They did not receive the things promised. They only saw them and welcomed them from a distance, admitting that they were foreigners and strangers on earth. Hebrews 11:13. I'm certain the Reverend Gunn is with Jesus in heaven, and that she's meeting my other cloud people, my dad and grandparents, and other dear friends and family who are no longer with me here on earth. Because of this great cloud of witnesses, I have wonderful examples of what it means to persevere through trials and know that as a believer in Jesus, heaven waits for me too. For you too. Okay, and your homework from Barbara, sorry. Who's in your great cloud of witnesses? The ones whose lives tell you what faith means. How can you too be a witness of faith? Amen. Okay, everybody pick your animal for the animal devotion. I'm going to take a drink. My mouth dry. Got an animal? Okay, Sherman's got a kitty cat. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. This one is by Missy Tippins, and the Bible verse is Philippians 4:12 and 13. I know what it is to be in need. This is Paul speaking, I know. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. And that is the Apostle Paul talking. Okay, so this one is called Rooting Around for Better. Our family inherited a guinea pig. Well, at least temporarily. When my daughter's office closed for a few months, Charlotte came to live at our house. She's such a cute thing, her fur divided into a checkered board of colors, dark brown, white, and reddish brown. She's sweet and inquisitive, and a bit of a pig when it comes to treats. She loves fresh spinach and strawberries and buttered lettuce, and she loves her Timothy hay. Well, but when it comes to her bagged food, she gets a little picky. She'll root through a perfectly good bowl of food, digging past the standard pellets to try to find the fancy bites. So does Tig. She literally tosses aside the plain pellets, scattering them all over her eating area and messing up her fresh bedding. She turns her nose up at the pellets that should compromise the staple of her diet. One day, as I was talking to my daughter about Charlotte's tendency, it hit me that I'm a little like that sometimes. I get bored with my routine or feel discontent. Too often I compare my life with others' lives. I toss aside what I have, looking for something more exciting or out of the ordinary, taking areas out of my life for granted. Like Charlotte, I look past what's best for me and root around searching for fancy bits. As a result, I don't appreciate my loved ones enough, and I sometimes don't even appreciate God as I should. I want to do better because I know contentment lies in my relationship with God. I want to keep my eyes on Him and appreciate the people I'm blessed to have in my life. Now, I thought it was a rabbit, but apparently it's a guinea pig. So I drew a rabbit, so. I got a pig on here because it said she was a pig. I got a rabbit, which you can call guinea pig if you want. I got carrots, strawberry, spinach, lettuce, and hay. There's the picture. I always like to show you guys the picture. That's a rabbit named Guinea. That's all I'm going to say. Guinea the rabbit.
Guinea rabbit.
Oh, I'm a moron. Alright, guys.
A guinea rabbit.
Please keep Sherman in your prayers. His stomach's all messed up today. And I think he's giving it to me. But please keep the people in your prayers that's on our list for the Bible reading. And nothing has changed. So it's the same people. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible study. Bye guys. God bless.